We took the freeway out of town. We found a place to settle down. We bought a driveway and a swing set and a dog. You got your very own bathroom. I got my very own workshop in the basement. We sit around staring at the wall to wall. Take field trips to our favorite mall. Waiting for the day.
Okay, well hello folks. Today is Sunday the 10th of April 2011 and I am just driving home from Heathrow Airport, where I have dropped off my mum and her husband Mike, who are off for a couple of weeks in India, would you believe? They're going over there to see the sights and just sort of tour around. I think they're staying in 3 or 4 different places, and it sounds really wonderful. I hope they have a lovely time. My driving home from Ashcroft piece that I did the other day seemed quite popular. Got a few comments and a few people have messaged me about it. On that occasion I had the camera strapped to my head and I looked absolutely ridiculous, and as I moved, obviously looking left and right, it turned the camera and it made it a bit weird, and when I then sped it up it just made it seem rather jiggly and disjointed. So I thought this time what I'd do is the reverse of what I've done on my car karaoke things, and I've got the camera strapped again to the steering wheel, as you'll have already noticed, but it's pointing outwards this time. The bright sunlight that we're getting like now is probably messing with the image slightly. Well, I say probably, actually, I'm trying not to look at the flip camera because obviously I'm looking out the window to drive. I'm on the motorway, not going very fast at the moment, which is why I thought I'd do some talking. But right in front of me also on the steering wheel is a little mini screen showing me what's going on out the front, and if I look at that and then try and drive, I get all my distances wrong and overcompensate, so I'm desperately trying to ignore it. What I will do though is if I use my phone in this hand, and I'm just going to set it on recording video and just show you what it looks like, you'll get the idea. So as you can see through the window, I can see what's going on through the window. And there's the little blue doodah which does the recording. Clever stuff. Anywho, hopefully I can get clever and picture-in-picture that. Or no, I might not picture-in-picture it. I might just do it as a separate cutaway and then cut back to this. I'm going to shut up in a minute and go back to the high-speed footage because that's what people like. But before I do that, I'll say that I'm enjoying the VODAs that James is putting up at the moment. He's done a very funny, if noisy and raucous, version of Rebecca Black's Friday, which he called It's Thursday, because it was Thursday they filmed it. That was very funny. And he's done some other chatting. Him and Harris buying inappropriately aged games from Asda was quite funny the other day. Yesterday I think that one went up. And yesterday also they were filming, I think, an episode which will come out probably today, but who knows, where my dear sweet daughters Kira and Hannah, hello dearies, and Daniela, the next door neighbour, were in the bedroom on webcam, and James and Harris were on webcam, and everyone was filming everybody, and it all got a bit messy. At some point I fear you will see straight up my nose. If you haven't seen that yet, I'd avoid it frankly, because it's not my best angle. Other than that, all is well. I've picked up some new subscribers too. If you are still watching these rather than having subscribed and then given up, hello folks. A couple of young ladies from Northern Ireland who I'm not quite sure the connection or why they're watching, but hello ladies, wonderful to have you along. I've watched a few of your videos. The Northern Irish Girls song I thought was fantastic, that somebody, and I should have made notes before I started this, I think the YouTube handle or YouTube name, whatever you call it, is Ruthie Babes or Ruthie Bubs. I can't remember. I'd have to check that and correct it in comments if I can work out how to do comments. But I like that very much. And I'm honoured to have you watching. I have family connections to Northern Ireland. My grandfather was from Belfast, and I have a whole side of the family over there who I know very little. But I was born on the 12th of July, and my grandfather, who whilst no radical or troublemaker, was proud of his Protestant heritage and did insist on referring to me as KB, King Billy, being 12th of July, the anniversary of the Battle of the Boyne. Along with Ruthie, I absolutely condemn the violence that's the sectarian troubles that are happening again in Northern Ireland, and for what it's worth, I fully support her Not in My Name campaign that's going on at the moment. Obviously, I'm not associated with Northern Ireland directly enough to properly get involved, but I think it is horrific, and I hope that in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and indeed Ireland, we had moved on from those sorts of actions. It is very sad. I saw about the bomb that didn't go off, luckily, under the motorway bridge there. They've talked about it being driven into a town centre. Well, I wouldn't like to be driving along a motorway like I am now and have a bomb go off underneath a bridge. So wherever it was going, it seems horrific, and hopefully these strange people with their bizarre view of religion and the split between Ireland and Northern Ireland can either be caught and punished or change their views and move on in peace together. Would help people all around the world if people could only say that a bit more often. I'm going to leave it there. I don't normally get into political matters and serious matters on my blog. I do have opinions about these things, and I might give one or two more on another occasion. But for now, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to put some music back on, but you probably won't hear it because I'll get something nice by Paul and Storm or Jonathan Coulton, which is Creative Commons, which means I can use it without YouTube getting all up in my grill about copyright issues, as they have done on a couple of my things. They seem to just stick an advert on the video, which is mildly annoying, but not a problem as far as I'm concerned, really, if it means I can use something copyright. They haven't actually cancelled any of my music off anything or muted me, which I believe they've done to some people. So long may it continue. See you tomorrow, boys and girls. Bye!
If you need me, I'll be downstairs with the shop vac. You can call, but I probably won't hear you because it's loud with the shop vac on. You'll be okay, 'cause you'll be upstairs with the TV. You can cry and I probably won't hear you because it's loud with the shop vac on. We hung a flag above the door, checked out the gourmet grocery store. I bought a mower I can ride around the yard, but we haven't got real friends, and now even the fake ones have stopped calling. Maybe if you forget to hide the keys, I'll take a ride to Applebee's. Come home drunk on dad.
Well, here's interesting. Just on the left, let's see if I can get it with the other camera quick. On the left over there is Buncefield Depot, just coming past Hemel Hempstead, and almost exactly where you can see, if you can see there, is where the massive explosion was, the biggest explosion in Europe since the war, when some petrol containment tanks at the refinery, not the refinery, the fuel distribution depot there blew up. Now, it blew up on a Sunday morning very early, a number of years ago. Need to look that up and check in the comments. 5, 6, 7 years ago. I don't know, 2004, I'm guessing, could have been 5. The interesting thing about it, other than it was a big explosion, was that I worked there. I'd just stopped a few months before, actually, at the time it happened. But right next to the petrol depot, there's an industrial estate, and I work for a company, an IT training company, and our offices, the car park backed directly onto the back of the fuel depot, and indeed directly to the point where the bit that exploded was, this huge storage container. when I heard about, well, I didn't hear the explosion at the time. It happened early in the morning, and most people were asleep. Mandy was at work in Luton Hospital, which we will drive past in a bit, and you'll see, although it'll be fast, so you won't really be able to tell. It's a good, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles in a straight line between where the explosion was and the hospital, and they were inside a busy neonatal unit saving babies' lives, and they heard the explosion. Mandy said it sounded like a truck had driven into the side of the building, and apparently everyone rushed outside and thought they were going to find an accident, but couldn't see anything obviously, and thought, well, what on earth was that we heard? The children tell me that at the time they heard it, that they woke up and thought, what was that funny noise, but didn't do anything more about it. I didn't hear it, definitely. I slept through. But the next morning when I saw it on the news, I went down and had a look, and actually couldn't get very close at the time, but a couple of days later, when I realised what had actually exploded and where it was literally probably 100 yards from the office that had been my office just across the car park for the past 3 or 4 years. The whole building that we worked in was basically destroyed. The building was still standing in parts, but the insides, everything was burnt and destroyed, and all the computers and everything was just smashed to pieces. You could see structurally the thing was weakened, and even round the far side of the building there were cars that were in the car park overnight that had been pushed and caught fire, and it was quite amazing. If we had been, or anyone had been in there at the time, or it had been during a daytime, there would have been thousands of people killed, absolutely thousands. It would have been horrific, including me if I'd still been there, but luckily A, I wasn't working there, and B, it happened quite early in the morning, as I say. I believe, and look this up, nobody actually died. A couple of people were injured, workers at the site, and security guards in the building that I was in, I think, may have been injured, but nobody was killed, which is quite amazing given the massive force of the explosion. Just a little point of local interest for you there. That was, as I say, Buncefield Depot, just outside Hemel Hempstead on the M1. Still heading home now. This video's been going for 33 minutes of recording time. It won't have taken anything like that length of time for you to watch it, because other than for the bits where I've been waffling, hopefully it's been going at 4 or 8 times that speed. I'll decide what it looks like, yeah, cool.
Throw up on the neighbor's lawn. If you need me, I'll be downstairs with the shop vac. You can call, but I probably won't hear you, because it's loud with the shop vac on. You'll be okay, you'll be upstairs with the TV.
Well, that's the end of the motorway. We're coming off here at junction 11, and it'll be interesting to see now how the footage looks, because we're going to have some roundabouts. Well, I think, yeah, everywhere we've been so far has been just a little corner or two. We're going to have to go round a roundabout and start turning the wheel, and that's going to mess things up a bit, but it'll be at high speed, so it won't notice too much, hopefully. What I don't want to do is bang my knee with it, so if the footage stops in a minute, it's because I can't get the... here we go. Oh dear. No, we're all right so far. Get the indicator on. This could be the problem. There's a knee. Hello, knee. Oh no, we're going to be all right. Oh, I'm going to turn it far enough yet to find out. Yeah. Yep, that's still my knee. No, okay.
You can cry and I probably won't hear you, because it's loud with the shop vac on. I like the Starbucks here. That's better than the other one. The other one's not as good. They really need to put a light there, cause it's hard to turn. It's hard to make a left turn.
Whoa. And just to make them happy, we'll finish with Kira and Hannah and Daniela and Imi, who are over here, and here they come.
Hello! Yes, I look.
Hello.
I do not. Hello, hello.
Hello, where's my ice cream then? He must have just gone.
Ice cream man is.
He must have only just gone a minute ago because you've all... Hello, Imogen. Hello, Kira.
Ice cream.
No, thank you. Hello, Daniela.
Hi.
Hello, Hannah. Right, I've been filming for 48 minutes here, so I think I should probably stop now.
Why 48 minutes?
You have
That's
to
the
cut
time
out the rest and then put us in.
That's the time it's taken me to drive from Heathrow Airport back to here.